Alright, this is from Math Expressions, Chapter 5, Lesson 4, which is on the customary measures of length. So using our customary system that we have here in the United States. So the 4 units that we have in America is an inch, of course, which is the shorter unit. It's about the length of a small paper clip. They're pretty short. A foot is the length of a good folder. We use this to measure height. So, if people ask you, like, how tall you are, and you say either you're 5 foot something, 6 foot something. And then a yard is about the length of a good baseball bat. So a little bit longer. And then a mile, of course, is the really long ones. That's kind of what we use to measure really long distances from maybe city to city, or like a really long run, or a bike ride would probably be in miles. So the conversion table, and most of the students are going to know this, but that there are 12 inches in a foot. And in 1 yard we have 3 feet or 36 inches. And in a mile there are 5,280 feet or 1,760 yards. So we're going to use those measurements and those conversions of what we know is true to figure out things that we don't know. And we're going to start converting. So here's a 2-column chart here, or table, that the kids have been using and filling out really a lot this chapter. So once again, we have feet on the left, inches on the right, and the bigger unit is usually on the left. So if I know that there are 12 inches in a foot, then once again I use this information to solve the rest of them. So 12 inches in 1 foot, so 2 feet, I go 12 inches per foot. 12 times 2 feet is 24. 12 inches in 1 foot, so if I have 3 feet, that's 12 times 3. So once again, I'm just taking that relationship, that information, the 12, and I'm multiplying by how many bigger units that I have. So 3 times 12, 36. 4 times 12, 48. And I have my conversions. So when they're not directly linked, you can figure out how many of a really small unit can be in a little bit larger unit. So I know that there are 12 inches in a foot. So, and I also know that there are 3 feet per yard. So once again, there's 12 inches is equal to 1 foot, right? But I also know that there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So for every one of these feet, there are 12 inches. So therefore, if you put those together, you can get 36. So that's how I know that in 1 yard, it's going to equal 36 inches. So if I can figure that out, then I can figure out how many are in 9. Because all you do is take the 36, multiply by the 9 over here, and you're going to get your answer. So I know that 30 times 9 is 270, and I know 6 times 9 is 54, and you just add them up, and you're going to get 324. So 9 yards is 324 inches. Alright, so another good one to practice here, 4 miles, and I want to know how many feet that is. Well, if I know that there are 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. So once again, I always want to start at that knowledge. That's what you need to know to start your problem, and then you go from there. So if I know that there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile, then in 4 miles, it's going to be 4 groups of that. So 5,280 times 4. Because every single mile has 5,280 feet. So 4 miles, just multiply. So 4 times 0 is 0. 8 times 4 is 32. So drop a 2, carry the 3. 4 times 2 is 8. 9, 10, 11. And 4 times 5 is 20, plus the one that we carried, 21. So I know that there are now 21,120 20 feet in 4 miles. And it looks like that about does it. So just remember, once again, take the larger unit first, figure that out, and then we want to know how many smaller units are inside, and then we're going to multiply.